Hello everyone, this is ACH AI Akaya, and we are in game number 4 right now of the SCBG Open 2v2 tournament. And once again, I want to say thanks to our sponsor, Shock Strategy Guide. This tournament would not be possible at the level it is without his sponsorship and really giving us a great prize pool for these teams to compete for. So definitely thanks to him. I will have a link to his strategy guide in the description below, so go and check that out if you're looking for a tool to help you learn StarCraft 2 or just improve your current skill set. And tell him that the StarCraft Battlegrounds team sent you by, because he of course would like to know that his investment in this tournament is paying off. But anyways, we're in game number 4 right now. As mentioned earlier, the lead currently is 2-1 in favor of FabIntegral and Darrenc C. So we are going to see if Azreal and Bubba can once again tie up this match by winning game number 4 here. But one thing I do want to note is the losing team gets to pick the next map every time. And Bubba and Azreal obviously lost the last game, and they picked this map, High Orbit, a 4-player map. But the interesting thing is that it is a shared base map. In last map, Metalopolis was not a shared base map, so helping your ally defend is very, very difficult, because you have to be very aware of where all the units are on the map and if your opponents are moving out against your ally or not. That way you can be in position to properly defend. And of course, losing that game because his ally Bubba was taken out while he was in transit to help him out. So picking the shared base may be a sign that they do not like to be in that situation.
Yeah, and also, Kai, we saw Bubba and Azreal dominate in this map in the semifinal, rounds of this tournament. Perhaps we'll see a similar strategy. Azreal kind of bunkered up a little bit, built some tanks. Bubba fast expanded. Doesn't look like he's going to do that at this point in the game, but tanks were very effective on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. And this wide choke point is a little bit more difficult to wall off than most bases. But one thing to note, a slight difference between this game and the last game that we saw them play on this map, is that Azreal actually spawned in the position near the ramp, which makes it a little bit easier to wall off, because as you can see, the creep is very, very close to this top corner here. So dealing with that creep when trying to wall off can be a little bit troublesome at times. But Azreal nonetheless looks like he is going to at least make an effort to do a full wall off, or possibly just choke down this ramp a little bit to make it difficult for units to get up in there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Darrenc C and FabIntegral strategy is going to be on this map. I don't believe that we saw them play on this map in the semifinals, did we, Akaya?
I think it was the first map, actually. They both played this as the first map in the semifinals, first round game.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
But once again, FabIntegral opening up the way he always seems to with his speedlings and the fast expand, although we have not seen him do a fast expand yet in this 2v2 finals matchup. So I am actually not expecting to see that this game. I'm assuming that he will once again go for his speedling open, but without the initial expansion.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much bet on that. We've seen him do that, almost every game.
And here comes I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm curious to see if we'll see any mutas out on the map. I've seen mutas be very effective, on this map in latter games that I've played. We really haven't seen it much from either of the Zerg players.
Yeah, but we do see that early layer tech already going up and running, so that is actually very much a possibility. We'll see. And Azreal looks like continuing to wall off here, so possibly going to wall off and try to just defend in order to let Bubba get to Mutalisks. We'll see exactly what he tries to pull off here once he gets to that layer tech. But as of right now, just on one base with only, looks like about 14 drones right now on minerals and 6 on gas, he is going to have a hard time resourcing enough Mutalisks unless Azreal pulls him some serious money here in a little bit. But looking at the unit count here, we can see that there are 14 Zerglings on the map for Bubba right now, and actually 21 now. It was only 9 a second ago, but apparently he just hatched, FabIntegral just hatched a ton more speedlings. So, and both players obviously already have that speed upgrade, and here come the speedlings from Bubba. He's going to try to put some pressure on the front entrance here, but a pretty good force field, really narrowing that down, that entrance. As you can see, only about one speedling at a time can really fit through there. So the speedlings and the Zealot from Darrenc C are going to have no problem defending that. And it looks like Bubba's going to be forced to retreat back to their main base. And here come the tanks once again from Azreal. As you mentioned, very, very effective strategy. allows him to play that slow Terran style that allows you to get your siege tanks in position and basically just put your infantry and the speedlings up in front, let them tank the initial damage while the tanks just absolutely beat on everything else that tries to come up against them.
And you did mention a little bit earlier that Bubba was going for that lair. It has completed. Maybe he's not going to go for mutas with that. Maybe he's going to try to get some infestors out on the map. They were extremely effective using that strategy of tanks and infestors. There it is right there in game 2. Perhaps we'll see some fungal growth.
Yeah, there already is the infestor pit on the map, and it doesn't look like he is building any just yet. I'm sorry, there's 2 right there, just hatched. So it looks like he does have a couple infestors on there, and as you mentioned, that fungal growth was very effective, so we very possibly could see him going for that once again here. And it looks like a bunch of speedlings and zealots moving to the back, although they are very aware of it right now. Azreal already has a tank in position ready to deal with it, and the infestors and speedlings from Bubba were getting ready to move into position, but of course the reinforcements from Darrenc and FabIntegral backed off, so they are not going to worry about that back ramp currently. If you have not played this map or noticed this on this map, there is a back entrance which is blocked by destructible debris, so if that is taken down, that gives you another very viable entrance, and this entrance is very disconnected from this entrance. So if your army is out of position in the front of this entrance, it is difficult to get over and defend this entrance if you do not have fast units, because there is just a lot of ground to cover no matter which way you go from there, just because they are not directly connected. As you can see, there's this huge space chasm between the 2 paths. So anyways, we'll see exactly what they decide to do. It looks like Azreal actually taking down the destructible debris at the high yield base, so possibly going to be getting a really early expansion up at this high yield expansion.
And that's exactly what he did in the semifinals, and it worked for him very well. I think we're going to see some more fungal growth combined with those tanks right now. The infestors are moving out, and I don't see anything that FabIntegral and Darrenc have that's going to counter that.
Yeah, definitely not. As of right now, the speedlings and zealots are the biggest culprits to really take damage from that. Oh my goodness, and that could be, oh my goodness, I don't know how he got those speedlings out of there, but he should have lost just about every speedling to those banelings that were up there. I'm not sure how that didn't happen. But anyways, it looks...
See if we have some fungal growth going out right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be going down here shortly. Oh, great fungal growth. Pretty much getting every one of the Protoss units there. All the sentry zealots, and here come the siege tanks, just absolutely dominating those Protoss units that cannot move away from that siege tank shell range.
Yeah, that's a pretty nasty combination. I'm about to start, crying nerf. That's got to be extremely frustrating from Darrenc. He had a huge army just taken down very easily, all because of that fungal growth.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely something you have to be aware of. And to be honest, I'm not sure what you could do to counter that at this point, other than possibly countering with your own fungal growth. He obviously does have a Zerg player on his team, and getting his own fungal growth in the mix may be the answer he needs in order to take on that particular tactic. Oh, and even getting a fungal growth off on those banelings and preventing them from getting in and doing any damage to this infantry army. Such a great combination right now, really just doing a ton of damage, and those banelings managing to take out a bunch of the Zerglings that were trying to stop them from getting to this Terran infantry. But there's just too much here, and with the combined combo here, that was a little redundant, but with the combo of these tanks, marines, and infestors, I just don't think that there's anything at this point that Darrenc and FabIntegral can really do to hold this off. Although it looks like Darrenc rather, was trying to get to that High Templar tech. He does not have Psystorm researching yet, but that actually would have been a great option for defending against this, because these infestors are very, very weak. If you could get one Psystorm off on them, that was pretty good, or even just Psystorm these marines or the Zerglings. Psystorm would dominate all of those things because it attacks so quick, it does a lot of damage, but unfortunately is also tier 3 tech. It is very difficult to get to. So not able to pull that out in this game. Oh, and a ton of banelings coming up here, and apparently getting another fungal growth on it, but managing to take out a few units first. But Darrenc and FabIntegral are going to GG once again. So we are seeing some fast and furious games here right now, and it looks like Azreal and Bubba have managed to tie the series up at 2-2 once again.
GG, Akai. I'm really excited to see this 5th game.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on. Actually, oh my gosh, I just realized this 5th game. This is the final game. This will decide the championship of the SCBG Open Tournament. This is going to be epic. I'm very excited to see what these guys come up with.